Hello, I'm Sonia English. I am a certified health coach and registered nurse. And today I have the absolute pleasure of interviewing our health coach and health coach and wellness coach of the year at HCANZA, Health Coach Australia New Zealand Association. Sharon is an incredible lady who I've had the pleasure of working with for some time as a health coach educator, but that's one of many things that Sharon does. Sharon is an ICF associated International Coaching Federation certified coach. She is a certified supervisor of health coaches, a Precure certified health coach, a registered personal trainer, and really interestingly, a classic cuisine trained chef. She's a writer, a mum, and a weekend warrior triathlete. And I think that's just a few things that Sharon does. As I said, I've had the absolute pleasure of working with Sharon. I know that for her, leaving her legacy towards health coaching and health coaches is a very, very big driver and her why in health coaching and health and wellness coaching. And I can't wait to get stuck in. So Sharon, without further ado, start us off by telling us what brought you to health coaching.
All right, thank you, and thank you for inviting me. What an interesting question. What brought me here? It's a journey, really, and so it's not one thing. Yeah, there's several things, and so perhaps to break it down, to make it manageable so that it's understandable, I'm going to talk about it in kind of three pieces, and I'm actually going to use coaching supervision technique to help me here. So I'm going to talk first about my formative things. So, what set me on the path really to today. And those things are, you alluded to it there, the classically trained chef. So I started out actually in hospitality, or really in leisure and hotel management. So this was really my first taste into health, as strange as it sounds, because I worked in some very high-end establishments, and they nearly all had these kind of, I guess we call it a resort today, but they were a spa, or what we call the old-fashioned health bar. So that kind of really piqued my interest in all things healthy, and it's where my personal trainer piece also came in. So that's kind of a formative piece. I then, though, took a big career break. I have 3 children, and I had them all in 3 years. So I was pretty busy, and and decided that I would have some fun and be with them as a full-time mum until they went to school. And I did have a lot of fun, but of course I got involved in a few things during that time as well. So I did a lot of voluntary work, and that led me to do roles that were counselling roles and pastoral care. And I did some study alongside that at the time. So that was kind of how this kind of set me on this path, if you like, to where I am today. As I went along this journey, as we all do, and I'm sure as many coaches out there are, we collect, as it is, these skills along the way, because we kind of follow our instinct, right? And we follow what is in front of us. And so for me, that was, I did train as a personal trainer in the end. I studied positive psychology, and in particular, post-traumatic growth. And I'll touch on it a bit more in a minute as to why, but that was certainly part of, what this sort of development journey for me. It's why I'm really passionate now about like being a solution focused, having that approach when I coach. It stems from there. I obviously went on and then trained as a professional coach before there was sort of health coaching, and it just didn't exist back then. But I did choose the personal development as opposed to the performance aspect of it. So that's been a huge underpinning for me. And then more recently, obviously, I trained with Precure to be a health coach, and then also did my diploma in coaching and supervision. So that was kind of what I've collected. That's kind of my best practice stuff and what you'd expect from anyone really. And I guess other health coaches who are out there, we've got these amazing skills we've collected. But I think what makes us coaches, and I know this even from having that privilege of helping to, be a coach educator as well, is that, who am I as a person? And, what were the catalysts, if you like, that really changed what I was going to do and, what drives my passion today. And so these things are not the high points, right? These things are the low points in the journey, really. But over time, they've become, like I say, a catalyst for change. So they all, it all works out well. But this is just forewarning you. What I'm about to say is, that is the low bits. So I had a close family member who struggled really with severe mental illness. And that gave me an inside view into not only what it's like for that person, but the ripple effect that it has across a family and just how difficult that is. And also how our healthcare systems deal with that. And that's quite troubling, or it was troubling to me, and to some extent it still is. I also had a couple of family members who died unexpectedly in their mid-40s. Now, again, at the time, that was shocking. And I can now see that those things were lifestyle related. But at the time, it was just a huge shock. And again, another huge ripple that went through, my own family. And then, as life would have it, because we all have to get through it, right? I ended up in a situation where I just went through something really, really traumatic. It came left field, wasn't expecting it. And it's one of those moments where life just changes on a knife edge. And it left me with post-traumatic stress disorder. That was obviously, I had to kind of find my way back through that. And obviously had a lot of professional other help services, not coaching, to help me to get through that. But that is where I discovered this concept of post-traumatic growth. And there was a lot of healing in that for me. And it led me to that place of really taking a deep dive into positive psychology and how it can help us and how it can, not just me, but everybody, and how it can improve life. So, and if there was one final clincher that got me to go, okay, health coaching is definitely for me, if there was something out there sending me a message, it was my best friend who was 48. She passed away from a lifestyle disease. Now, she left behind a husband and 2 small children who were the same age as my kids. And so we were just heartbroken. And it was just that thought, there must be a better way. And I was just on a mission then, and I guess I'm still on a mission to, that there is a better way, and health coaching is, to my mind, part of that solution. So that's what kind of drives me. That's what fires up the passion in me. It's thinking everyone's got a best friend, and we want them around for as long as possible. So sorry, that was a bit long, but yeah, hopefully there's some nuggets in there that, people can also resonate with. Pretty common human story, I think.
Sharon, I just firstly want to honour and thank you for such a powerful and beautiful story, and having the courage to share that with our health coaches out there. It's pretty inspiring. I've got tingles going all down my arms. And I think people can really relate to your drivers of the catalyst for where you are today. And I'm just wondering, when someone's considering becoming a health coach, what do you tell them?
Yeah, I think the first thing that comes to mind there when you said that to me was, go for it, because I know that's my story, and I guess whenever we lay a story out, it sounds, well, we can decide what it sounds like, but we've all got a story. We've all got things we've been through, or we've all got skills we've acquired. We've all got specific life experiences, and we relate and resonate with different people. So to my mind, I think there can never be too many health coaches, because we're all going to connect with different people and help them to be able to, take action on their health or find ways to overcome the things they're struggling with. So yeah, I think if someone wants to be a health coach, I just think genuinely go for it. I guess there's some things in there, be prepared for a little bit of, a lot of digging deep and finding some things out about yourself, but that's all doable. It's more the heart really of, what is it in your story that you will give you that drive? What's the injustice almost, that you want to help to create a better future around?
Fabulous advice. What's the heart of your story? What's driving you? Yeah. Amazing. Put yourself at a party. Someone comes up to you and says, this health and wellness coaching, what is this? What do you say to them, Sharon?
Yeah, actually that happens, not always at a party, but quite genuinely. I really like, and I guess maybe it's a bit simple, but I like the idea of saying to somebody, basically I'm a thinking partner that walks alongside someone and just helps them to find the tools, the knowledge, the skills, but most importantly, the confidence that they can take action towards their own health and well-being. So that's my I guess that's my go-to lines, if you like, for how I handle what do you do?
Yeah, and what I love about that, Sharon, and I think is a great encouragement to coaches out there, thinking partner, confidence, those little things that are genuine to you as a health coach, and beautifully and articulately said. Now, I know that you've got a lot to celebrate in your achievements as a health coach. And I'm just wondering, for you personally, what are you most proud of?
Oh, that's a good question. I think I had a little thought here. I think I could answer this in several ways. The thing that springs immediately to mind is when your clients have success. And when I mean success in whatever that looks like for them. It's it's a little bit like being invited. I'm going to use the party metaphor because I enjoyed that one. It's like being invited to somebody else's birthday party, isn't it? You don't get the presents, but you still get to eat the cake. And I think that's what it's like when our clients achieve a goal or take action on something that was difficult for them previously. It's like we get the reward too, because we've been alongside. We're in that privileged and unique place of trust. I think that kind of makes me hugely proud. I think there's a piece about being brave as well that makes me proud on a daily basis. Things like subjecting my own coaching to scrutiny through mentors or supervision, and being brave in that. Because it does give you this sense of, oh my gosh, what are they going to find, or what are they going to say, or are they going to judge me? And of course it's not like that, but it's a human thing of, I'm going to lay all my work out here, and what if it doesn't come up to scratch? I get proud of myself for being brave enough to continually do that, and just take the feedback.
Fantastic. Again, so much richness in what you bring to the table as our health coach of the year, and the courage to show up and truly be seen really has that shades of Brené Brown, who we love, and I can hear you embody that, Sharon. So great to get your answer to that question. And I wonder, as HCANSA Health and Wellness Coach of the Year, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, so many things again. Obviously, top of mind is what an incredible honor to receive the award, but behind that, for me, there was another sense of Yes, I was the recipient of the award, and I'm truly grateful for that. But it's the recognition of the everyday work that we do as health coaches. And I know on the night, the night of the awards, before the awards were presented, I was talking to other health coaches in the room, and just was completely blown away by the work that people are doing. Whether it was, and there were heaps of people I spoke to. So, if they're watching this, I'm sorry if I missed you, but I was talking to somebody who was making smoothies for kids in school, and just like totally awesome way of upping people's nutrition, right? Kids' nutrition. There was somebody else who wanted to develop a program of using horses within the coaching sphere. Just blew me away. I spoke to actually the other two nominees for the award. Christina, who's doing incredible work in the corporate space, and Jared Cannon, who we both actually know, but he's just going next level on reaching his particular people group, right? Like in the way that he can, and translating all the health coaching lingo, if you like, into something that's tangible and relatable within his people. And I just think that's next level. And I could just go on and on about the amazing stuff that I was hearing. And so for me, the award means recognition of all of that. It's the stuff that we do on the coalface, if you like, the everyday stuff that nobody sees. Like, no one knows, like, the conversations we've had, or they've been difficult or not, or where our clients are at, or how we're feeling. Nobody knows any of that stuff. It's the stuff that we're doing day in, day out, being recognized. I'm so grateful to Herkanza for doing that, and for the sponsors for coming alongside that. I think it means the world to me as a health coach, and I think hopefully is inspiring for everybody as well to know that we can gain recognition.
It really goes back, Sharon, to that thinking outside of the box that you were talking about before, and innovation that health coaches have, that you and I know and we see, and being able to share that, doesn't it?
Totally. And just that thought that everybody has something to bring to the table. It's unique to them. The no two coaches are the same. Like I said before, we've got different skills, we've had different life experience, but we've in a sense got that same heart, that somewhere in here there's people who need help, who want to make changes, and in whatever way we do it, we're alongside them doing it. And it takes a lot of us to do that, to reach all the different kinds of people, and with all different values and belief systems, and however we want to describe people.
You talked before about courage. What gives you courage to keep going and to do the work you're doing?
Courage is a good word, isn't it? I always think you can't have courage without having fear.
So true.
So, to be courageous, you first got to know, right, that you actually, this is like really scary. It's like, I'm afraid here. And so I think it's again, there's lots of ways I could answer this. I think in terms of coaching, actually it can be, courage in our everyday. It can be as simple as asking that really risky question and not pulling the punch, right? Because I think we get that sense we're going to ask this question and we just don't know how it's going to land, right? And so there's a temptation, I think, to kind of draw back at the last moment and almost take the power out of the question. And yet that could be the one question that really changes something for someone. It just is their aha moment. So it's been brave enough not to stuff up their aha moment is part of courage, but I guess upon its like higher level, I think for me it's knowing that I have this thing that if I don't do my job, like when I lost my best friend, one of the sad, apart from losing her as a person and the friendship, one of the really sad things was that I knew she died with dreams unfulfilled. I know she had things for her kids. I know that there was things she wanted to bring to humanity, if you like, and she was things she wanted to do, which would have been good and would have improved communities and things. And she died without being able to do those things. I think there's a real serious piece to health coaching that says, you know, if we don't do our job, there'll be other people who die with their dreams inside of them. But if we do our job, there's a chance that they'll be able to take the action they need, and then they get to do the good stuff. So I think courage is facing that reality and just not losing hope in it. It's looking and going, yeah, you know, this is like, I'm talking life and death. It doesn't get much more like scary than that, really. But there's a real hope in this that we can bring that skill, and we can give people a chance, right, to do whatever it is, whatever the good stuff is that's inside of them that needs to come out, that would make life better or help somebody or even their own family. So yeah, I think that's what courage means, I think, to me.
Amazing. And the courage just to chat about your best friend and how much power that's given you. Amazing, Sharon. To all our Australia and New Zealand health and wellness coaches out there, what advice would you like to give them?
Oh my gosh. I mean, first of all, let's just acknowledge how awesome they are.
Yep,
You're a health and wellness coach in
the champions
Australia and New Zealand, you know.
Yeah.
Amazing, full stop.
And
what would I say? I mean, this is the advice I give to myself. So I guess, you know,
right.
Happy to, you know, send it both ways, as it were. I think the advice I give to myself in the morning is, you know, just play the ball in front of you. So whatever is there, you know, you don't worry, if you just play that ball. And then every day, just do one small thing that's going to make you proud. It doesn't matter what that is. You know, sometimes it's, I'll just send a text to a client and just check in on them. The other day, I was doing PT, which I do out in my yard, and my herbs had gone crazy, and I just cut a few for my clients, just for no other reason other than to just do something that made me proud in the day. Like I shared something. Sharing's good, right? I could put my head on my pillow and feel pretty okay about that day. And then I guess just keep going, just a little bit further. Like, you know, just go a bit further. That's all we've got to do. Just go a bit further. Yeah, those are my three things.
Thank you so much, Sharon. It's been an absolute honor to talk to you, and such richness and insight and kind of advice, I think, for our health coaches. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. It's been yeah, I'm just truly grateful, and hopefully, you know, it inspires our health coaches as well to just keep doing the work, you know, keep going and keep being amazing.
Thank you, Sharon.